Islam talks about only your outwardness. Islam looks at only what is obvious, what is visible from you. Islam looks at your beard. Islam looks at your, your skull cap. Islam looks at your name. Islam looks at whether you're praying or not. Islam looks at whether you are considered a Muslim or not. Islam looks at whether your name is a Muslim name or not. So Islam only deals with what is obvious. Islam deals with only what is outward, only what is visible, which means when you look at the articles of Islam, when you look at the pillars of Islam, Islam talks about those five things. أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن تصلي وأن تصوم رمضان وأن تؤتي الزكاة وأن تحج البيت. So even if you look at all these five things, none of these talks about anything pertaining to your inner self. All of it talks about your obvious, your things that are visible. When you make a declaration that أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. When you make a declaration from your mouth, when you are saying أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله, mind you, Islam is not looking at what is contained inside your chest, inside your bosom. Islam just looks at your declaration. You're making that declaration. What other example can serve best than the very example of Usama ibn Zayd radiallahu anhu. When he was in the battlefield chasing the enemy at one point realized that he was going to be blown into pieces under the sword of Usama ibn Zayd. He turns around and puts his hands up and says, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And despite him saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, the companion Usama ibn Zayd goes on to behead him. The matter reaches the Prophet ﷺ's court, and the Prophet ﷺ says, I acquit myself from what you have done, Ya Usama. Ya Usama, I do not want to take responsibility of what you've done. Usama kept pleading, kept saying that, oh Prophet ﷺ, I saw that he said it purely because his life was in danger. The Prophet ﷺ replied to him, did you tear apart the chest of this man to say that he said it because of this fear, or you had no idea when he said what he said. When he made that declaration, you should have left him alone. So, when you look at all these, I just talked about one pillar. Let me talk about the second pillar. When you pray, وَأَن تُصَلِّيَ, when you pray 5 times a day, no one questions what's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart. When you say Allahu Akbar, when you start to pray, whatever is happening with you, all we look at is whether you are praying or not. So the entire Muslim community will consider you Muslim because you're praying. The entire Muslim community will consider you Muslim because your name is that of a Muslim. Your entire Muslim community will consider you Muslim because you fast like others fast in the month of Ramadan. وَأَن تَصُومَ رَمَضَانَ وَأَن تُؤْتِيَ الزَّكَاةَ, when you give charity, when you go for Hajj, none of us is asked to, chest is to be torn apart and to be tested whether this person has Islam in his heart or not. No. So this is what the fundamental, the basic level of our religion is.